Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about a script I've made, and this basically takes any type of like nCloth and it will bake it down into its geometry using blend shapes. And so what that allows us to do is we don't have to worry about caching, we don't have to worry about any type of having anything in the scene that would not make us optimized. Anything in the scene that would not cause the simulation to run. So basically what the script does is going to take every frame of the geometry that we're simulating and duplicate it, therefore making it a blend shape. And once we have all the blend shapes, then it'll go ahead and delete the target so we can optimize the scene because we don't need the geometry in there. And it keyframes on and off of which frame it's on. So it literally plays through the simulation like it's simulated, but without the simulation itself. So I'll kind of start here. I'll make my planes nCloth, create nCloth, and I'm just going to do a default of t-shirt. And then what I'm going to do is make each one of these objects here a passive collider. That way it interacts, the cloth interacts with each one of the objects, so we can see that. And you can see how really slow this is. And by doing the method I'm doing, actually, let's see, I think it's being really slow because, yeah, our space scale, since I'm using millimeters and it's based on centimeters, then it's going to be pretty slow. But if I take that up, it's going to be pretty fast. Yeah, see. Alright, but you see, we need all of these nodes here in order for it to run. If we get rid of any of these, none of the simulation is going to work properly. And I think this will really be beneficial for rendering sake, so this is more of like post when we're done with everything, the nCloth is said and done, and we need more post. Another really cool thing about this is we can add corrective blends afterwards, so if we have some penetration issues that we were just not solving, then we can go ahead and sculpt those as a corrective, and we can toggle it on and off whatever keyframes we want it to be in. And I'll show that as well. So we have our nCloth, and now we are going to use the script, and you'll see what's happening. It's kind of cool to see what's happening. Alright, so I'm going to pull up the script. That's right here. I'll just press play. So you select all the geo that you want, and you'll kind of see how this is working. So it's basically duplicating all of the geometry, and you can kind of see that's pretty cool. And then it will trail backwards, and then once it has the geometry duplicated, then it goes ahead and makes the blend shape to it, to the original mesh. And then you'll see it kind of trail backwards here. Now it's keyframing, so it's keyframing all of it. And it'll get rid of all the geo after the end. So now you can see it deletes the nCloth already, so there is no nCloth on that one object that we just did it. And then it goes ahead and goes on to the other objects. So it takes about like 2 minutes or so. I kind of just I showed the process. This progress window, really doesn't work, but just to see what's going on, and I can demonstrate it. So I'll kind of let it do its thing. We kind of came upon this when we were working on our Leah project. If people don't know what that is, it's a project me and Andreas are working on. And it's a little girl, and she's doing a skip, and we were doing her jacket. We were simulating her jacket, and there was one problem. Every time we send the scene, we'd have to make sure the whole scene had what it needed to have the nCloth to work properly. Not only that, I had to send him the cache files, which sometimes could be pretty heavy. So we were trying to find a way to optimize that, and we found this way where we can put blend shapes on the cloth, and so that's what got me the idea to make a script for it. That way I can just send him the geo and he can import it, and then that way he can shade it and light it and render it. So now that it's done, I'll show you what's happening. So on each one of the planes it creates this blend shape, and each one, it has all the blends of every single frame. And then you can kind of see right here, when I play through it, it keys on and off. And so it's basically just activating the frames that for the BlendShape, and it's doing that for every single one of them. So if I go ahead and just delete all of everything except for my planes, and it'll create this additional shape node because the nCloth was deleted. So I just go ahead and delete or hide the original shape node, just in case I want to go back to it later and the cloth didn't work the way I wanted it to. I can just redo it by deleting the output cloth. But now if I scrub, you see I don't need to do any caching. It's really fast. So and then I can just send this geo out to anybody, and then they can do what they wish with it without having to import caches or make sure they have the cache files or anything like that. So it's pretty fast. Like I said, this is pretty good for post. Once you're done with the simulation and you just need to render it and give it to somebody, then that's usually what I would do. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video about this, and I hope everyone having a great 4th of July. See you later.